like it knows I'm up again. I don't reach for your number now, but I still remember when the moonlight hits the window, just the way it used to do. Some nights feel like memories, some nights feel like you. I don't miss the arguments, I don't miss the tears. I miss the comfort of your voice in my hardest years. I've learned how to move forward, I've learned how to be okay. But healing doesn't mean forgetting, it just changes shape. Just remember you. I walk through songs we used to love. They don't hurt like before, they just sound like old photographs laid out on the floor. I smile at the small things now, the jokes, the way you laughed. I don't carry the heartbreak, I carry the past. Not every memory is a wound, not every tear is pain. Some are proof that love was real and not in vain. Some nights still feel like us, but they don't hold me down. They remind me who I was before I found my ground. Some nights still feel like us, and I let them pass through. I don't stay in the feeling, I just let it be true. If love was only meant to last, then ours would still be here. But love is also meant to shape you through every year. I don't regret the chapter, I don't rewrite the end. I thank the love we had and let it rest. Because closure isn't silence, it's peace you find inside, knowing you can remember without losing your light. Some nights still feel like us, and that's perfectly okay. I've learned how to hold the memory without wishing it would stay. Some nights still feel like us, but I greet the morning new. I don't live in the past anymore, I just don't I stopped loving. I left because I couldn't stay. Every night cost me another piece of who I was yesterday. I kept choosing us in silence. You kept choosing not to see that loving you was killing the best parts of me. I stayed longer than my strength allowed. I tried harder than my pride. I begged my heart to wait it out while my soul slowly cried. You thought my staying meant forever. I thought leaving meant defeat. But love shouldn't ask a heart to bleed. I didn't walk away in anger. I didn't slam the door. I walked away still loving you, but loving me more. I walked away still loving you with tears I couldn't show. I left before my heart forgot how much it used to owe. I walked away still loving you, but I couldn't survive in a love where staying meant I slowly I replayed every conversation, trying to change the end. But some goodbyes are written before you see them bend. You held me just enough to make me wanna stay, but never enough to stop the pain. I don't regret the loving, I regret the delay. Because sometimes leaving sooner is the kindest way. I walked away still loving you, and that's the truth I keep. It's harder to leave a love you still deeply feel. I walked away still loving you, but loving you was no longer life. So I chose to walk, to stay alone. If loving means losing yourself, then love must learn to change. I won't apologize for leaving. I won't stay in chains. I carried us for far too long while you stood still. Some hearts break not from leaving, but from staying against their will. I don't need you to understand, I don't need you to agree. I just needed to save the part of me. I walked away still loving you, but I won't turn back again. Because love should never cost who you've always been. I walked away still loving you, and now I finally see most of your nights you held me close when it felt good, but vanished in the fights. You said you cared in quiet ways. You said you tried your best, but love shows up the loudest when it's put to the test. You stayed when things were simple, when laughter filled the room, but when love needed courage, you chose the easy truth. I counted every small effort, tried to make them feel complete, but love that's almost enough still leaves you incomplete. I kept lowering the standard, calling it compromise, but love shouldn't ask you to keep shrinking your size. Your love was almost enough, almost all that I need, but almost leaves a hunger that never lets you breathe. Your love was almost enough, but it couldn't stay strong. I kept hoping it would grow, while my heart knew it was wrong. I watched myself stop asking for things I used to deserve. I learned to speak in softer tones just to avoid the hurt. I made peace with the bare minimum, told myself it was fair, but love that needs convincing was never really there. I don't blame you for your limits, I blame me for crossing mine. I kept calling it devotion when it was losing time. Your love was almost enough, and that's the hardest part, because it felt so close to real. It fooled my heart. Your love was almost enough to make me stay and fight, but not enough to save us on the hardest nights. I don't hate the love you gave me, I just needed something more. Not perfection, not a miracle, just someone who would endure. I learned love isn't measured by how long you hold on, but by how you show up when hope is gone. If loving you meant settling, then I've done that long enough. I don't need a love that's maybe, or a heart that's almost tough. I want a love that stands in storms, not one that waits for sun, because almost enough still leaves you alone. I'm done adjusting my needs to keep the peace alive. Love shouldn't feel like surviving, it should feel like being alive. Your love myself it was patience. I called it fighting for us. I said love meant endurance, even when it hurt this much. I ignored the quiet warnings, I ignored the growing space. I kept believing tomorrow would put us back in place. I stayed when hope felt fragile, when your touch felt unsure. I stayed when loving you started feeling like a chore. I watched myself grow smaller just to keep you close. I stayed longer than I should, and I know I mistook fear for loyalty. I mistook pain for proof. I thought loving you completely meant forgetting the truth. I stayed longer than I should, when my heart already knew that love was slowly leaving and it wasn't coming through. I stayed longer than I should, trying to make it right, but staying didn't save us, it just cost me my life. They say love is about effort, about choosing every day, but love should never ask you to slowly fade away. I kept waiting for a sign that you'd meet me halfway, but you stayed comfortable while I paid. I thought leaving meant failure, I thought staying meant strong, but sometimes staying is the reason everything goes wrong. I stayed longer than I should, through the silence and the doubt. I kept fixing all the symptoms, never pulling the truth out. I stayed longer than I should, till my soul felt thin. I didn't lose you suddenly, I lost me from within. I don't regret the loving, I regret the denial. I held on through the warning signs, mile after mile. If I could speak to who I was, I'd gently say, love doesn't ask you to disappear this way. If staying meant saving us, then we'd still be here. But love can't survive on effort when only one stays sincere. I don't blame you for the ending, I blame the fear in me that taught my heart to stay when it should have been free. I learned that walking away isn't giving up the fight. Sometimes it's choosing yourself and stepping into light. I stayed longer than I should, places, didn't slam the door at night. We just stopped reaching for each other, stopped holding on so tight. The laughter slowly shortened, the silence learned our names. Nothing ended loudly, but nothing stayed the same. We kept the routine breathing like it meant we were okay. But love was slowly leaving in the things we wouldn't say. You stopped asking how I'm feeling, I stopped asking where you'd been. We lived inside the in-between where love had been. I used to think love needed chaos to know when it was gone, but sometimes love just grows quieter till it's done. We didn't break, we faded like colors in the sun. We didn't lose in anger, we just quietly came undone. We didn't break, we faded, no fall, no one to blame. Love slipped out through the stillness, never came back the same. I watched you drift beside me like I wasn't really there. I felt alone while holding you, that's the loneliest kind of care. I missed the way you saw me, like I mattered when I spoke. Now my words fall gently, but they don't provoke. We stayed to keep the peace, called distance being strong. But love needs more than patience to belong. We didn't break, we faded like stars before the dawn. We didn't fall in pieces, we just slowly moved on. We didn't break, we faded, and that truth still feels unreal. Because losing something quietly hurts more than how it feels. I don't hate the way it ended, I hate how long it took, watching love disappear in every look. I kept hoping for a moment where you'd reach and say my name, but hope kept getting quieter, like the flame. If love is something living, then ours just lost its breath. Not in one dramatic moment, but a gentle kind of death. I don't blame us for the trying, I don't shame us for the fall. Some loves don't shatter loudly, they just dissolve. I'd rather face the ending than pretend we're still the same. Because loving something faded hurts more than letting go in pain. We didn't break, we faded, and now I see it clear. Love doesn't always leave with fire, sometimes it disappears. We didn't break, we faded, and I honor what we were. Because even fading love was pure. No crash, no sound, just love fading out. Nobody taught me how to leave when love still feels alive. I stayed too long inside the maybe, hoping truth would arrive. I memorized your breathing like you promised I should stay. I didn't know goodbye was waiting at the end of every day. I asked the silence for direction, it never said a word. I trusted time would fix the damage, I trusted what I heard. You said we'll figure this out someday, like someday had a plan. But love doesn't wait forever to understand. I thought goodbye would come with closure, with reasons I could hold. But some endings only teach you by letting go. I learned goodbye the hard way, by holding on too tight, by loving through the warning signs, by staying every night. I learned goodbye the hard way, when words were said too late. Some lessons come in heartbreak, not explained. I practiced all the endings in my head 1,000 times, but nothing prepares your heart for the moment truth arrives. You didn't raise your voice, you didn't close the door, you just stopped choosing us, and that hurt more. I kept believing love was patience, that staying proved me strong. But sometimes staying is the reason you're wrong. I learned goodbye the hard way, by hoping you would stay, by turning all my boundaries into things I gave away. I learned goodbye the hard way, when love refused to fight. Some people teach you endings by the night. I don't blame you for the leaving, I blame me for the wait. I held the door wide open while you hesitated. I thought love meant endurance, I thought pain meant try. But love that asks you to disappear is already goodbye. If I could speak to who I was, I'd say don't lose your voice, don't confuse a quiet absence for a careful choice. Love doesn't fade politely, it tells you when it's done, and ignoring every signal doesn't make it one. I learned that closure isn't asking, it's knowing when to leave. I learned goodbye the hard way, so I could breathe. I learned goodbye the hard way, but I finally won't fail. I learned goodbye the hard way. Goodbye. The hard You held my hand in sunshine when the road was smooth and white. You laughed with me in open fields when hope was on our side. You loved the way I lifted you when nothing pulled us down. But storms don't ask for permission, they come around. You said love was effortless, said we were meant to be. But effort only shows itself when hearts are tested deep. I watched your faith grow quieter as the nights got long. You loved me when it was easy, not when things went wrong. You called it losing feelings, I called it fear. Because love doesn't disappear, it gets heavier. You loved me when it was easy, when my smile carried the day. But when love asks for patience, you slowly walked away. You loved me when it was easy, when dreams were light and free. But you couldn't stay beside me when love asked more than me. I didn't need perfection, I just needed you to stay. To choose us in the darkness, not only in the blaze. I learned the weight of silence from the way you leave the room. You stopped fighting for tomorrow while I was still in June. I wasn't asking for a hero, I wasn't asking for a vow. I just needed honesty when forever mattered now. You loved me when it was easy, when love felt like a song. But when the verses turned to truth, you couldn't sing along. You loved me when it was easy, and I don't hate you for that. I just wish you told me sooner where your limits said. I stayed when days grew fragile, when doubt filled every space. I believe love was a decision, not a feeling you replaced. I carried us through weather, you waited for the sun. That's when I realized we weren't the same kind of strong. If loving deeply scares you, I understand the cost. But love that runs from hardship was already lost. I don't blame you for the leaving, I blame the truth you hid. You said you loved me fully, but only when you did. I would've met you halfway my feelings gently when nobody could see. I learned your fears by listening, your pain by reading eyes. I loved you in the quiet, between the truth and lies. I didn't need a promise, I didn't need to swear. I stayed when nights were heavy, when hope felt paper thin and rare. I gave you space to breathe in, I gave you time to heal. I gave you my quiet heart because it felt real. I thought love didn't need a spotlight, I thought staying was enough. But silence can be invisible when the world demands more love. I gave you my quiet heart, no fireworks, no sound. I loved you in the stillness, where the truth is never loud. I gave you my quiet heart, I hoped you'd feel it too. But some hearts only listen when love screams through. I watched you chase the thunder, the drama and the flame, while I stayed soft and steady, loving you the same. I never asked for more than what you chose to give. I just wanted to be enough in the way I lived. I didn't know love needed noise to prove that it was strong. I believed in constellations while you needed a song. I gave you my quiet heart, every beat, every scar. I showed up without armor, I stayed right where you are. I gave you my quiet heart, but quiet fades too fast when someone's searching for a love that doesn't last. Maybe I loved you differently, maybe that was the cost. Some hearts need to be chased, some get easily lost. I don't regret the patience, I don't regret the wait. I just wish you knew my love was deeper than the noise you chased. If I could say it louder now, would it change the end? Or was my love too gentle for the war you were in? I don't blame you for leaving, I don't blame me for staying true. I just wish my quiet heart had reached you. I loved you when it was simple, I loved you when it was hard. I loved you without asking for applause or a guard. I gave you my quiet heart, and I'd do it all again. I'd rather love you honestly than when pretending. I gave you my quiet heart, and though you walked away, I know the love I gave was real in every silent way. No sound, no fight, just love in quiet light. walls still know your laughter. The ceiling knows your name. Every corner holds a moment I never could replace. I turn the lights down low so the memories don't show. There are echoes in my bedroom of everything we were, every whisper, every heartbeat still hanging in the air. I sleep on your side of silence, pretending I'm immune, but love still echoes in my bedroom every night with you. Your picture face down on the floor, like I don't need it anymore. But every time the night gets low, I swear it starts to glow. I tell myself I'm over you, but echoes tell the truth. There are echoes in my bedroom of everything we were, every whisper, every heartbeat still hanging in the air. I sleep on your side of silence, pretending I'm immune, but love still echoes in my bedroom every night with you. Maybe time will soundproof these walls. Maybe I'll stop hearing you call. But tonight I let the quiet bloom with echoes in my bedroom. There are echoes in my bedroom, soft as falling rain. Every memory replaying like it never changed. If loving you's a ghost I keep, then I'll make room for echoes in my bedroom. Yeah, echoes in my bedroom. We had the house, we had the songs, late night talks till the sky was gone. Your coffee cold, my feet on yours. We felt so safe behind closed doors. We laughed like time was on our side, like nothing good could ever die. That's what hurts the